muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all having the best day ever. Thank you so much for clicking on my video and on my channel today. I really appreciate you being here. And I'm very interested for the conversation that's going to happen with today's video. And yes, if you're noticing, I'm back in Brighton for a couple days before I go back to Ireland, so the familiar setting is back. But yeah, today's video is probably going to be one where I get heated. Now, this is a topic I really care about, and I hate whenever people are so, like, overtly hypocritical and so overtly lie and so overtly it applies for everyone but themselves, rules for thee, not for me. That kind of stuff really pisses me off. And this full new era, should I say, of Trisha Paytas, where everyone's like, oh my god, Trisha Paytas is like so wholesome, and like Trisha Paytas has just like rebranded so well, and all like this bullshit. I'm like, if y'all knew Trisha Paytas like we know Trisha Paytas, you would be very aware that she has spent so long in her career dragging, calling out, exposing hate videos, dragging videos, all these different things, Twitter posts, Instagram posts, all these different things. She spent years targeting women on YouTube who are doing the exact same thing that she is doing right now. And we've seen this a lot with Trisha, where she will be so strongly opinionated about something until she can do it. And especially if money's involved, because we're aware that that is her drive. Now that's fine, YouTube is her job, but we are now talking about that she so many years spoke about the fact that children are being exploited on YouTube, and that family channels are overtly exploitative, and that family channels are dangerous for children because, as Trisha has said, there are many P words watching this type of content. And if you have millions and millions of views on your channel as a family channel, you can be certain that unfortunately, there are probably a chunk of those people, even if it's just one or two people that are watching that video with the wrong intentions. And that's your responsibility as a parent to protect your child. And if you're not fulfilling that, then you're not doing a good job as a parent. And protecting your children should be the main thing ever. And then protecting your children online should be an even bigger thing. And now, this is all stemming, if you do not know, that we are currently going through and reviewing the Frenemies series on my YouTube channel. And we're like 7 or 8 episodes in, and the most recent one I just filmed was the hardest watch for me, because it was, so much of it was Trisha talking about how angry family channels make her, and how she knows that P-words watch this type of content, and these mothers aren't protecting their children, and these children are just seen as like dollar signs by their parents, and if the views go down, then they have another baby, and that children should have rights online. And she and Ethan were agreeing that Disney Channel stars have, you know, laws in place to protect them so that they're not being their parents' sole income, and just all these different things. She was splurging about family channels and mommy vloggers. And I always gave Trisha credit where credit was due. For the years that she was doing this, whenever I would cover her calling out this family channel or that family channel, I would always go, I don't agree with Trisha Paytas on many things, but I'm so glad that there is a voice of reason, even if it's Trisha Paytas, on this platform, speaking honestly, someone who has the same amount of, you know, influence as these family channels, speaking about how exploitative it is. Now, she was friends with a lot of family channels back even when she was talking about this, and she was always, you know, calling out shady things that they were doing, especially whenever she got on Frenemies. The main focus here is that Trisha always said that family channels have babies to get views and save their dying careers. And that once they're born, it's the mother's responsibility to ensure that they're safe online. Now, another more complex thing about this is something Shane Dawson said. Shane Dawson said that, you know, him and Ryland are gonna have a baby through surrogacy. I am going somewhere with this video, just let me rant for a minute. Shane said that when him and Ryland have their baby through surrogacy, that baby will not be put online. Now, again, that's also something Trisha Paytas said for many years, so I'm pinch of salt, right? But Shane said the reason is that he is such a controversial, somewhat hated figure, and he knows that if he was to put his baby online, that the baby would also get that just because of him. And that's not the baby's fault or the baby's responsibility, but he's doing what he can to be the parent and protect it by not putting it online. Now, again, I'm not going to give him too much credit because the baby's not even born yet, and we know how they switch up whenever it's born and they can make money off it, like Trishy Fishy. But there we go. Trisha Paytas, controversial, very hated figure. So, it's not even just like a really wholesome, you know, YouTuber having a baby. You're going into this. Before the baby was even born, there was memes about it. It was trending on Twitter. Like, she was, you know, Malibu Barbie was trending on Twitter, and people are trolling it, and the Queen Elizabeth, and blah, blah, blah. That is Trisha's responsibility. Trisha is putting the baby out there to be trolled, to be made fun of. And that is the truth. Now, again, on the episode that we talked about, it was basically, this is what I wrote online. Muckers, let me know your opinion on my recent video in which we discussed Frenemies episode 6, where Trisha and Ethan drill into family channels, with Trisha stating that family channel content is mainly watched by P-words and people with bad intentions, and how she believes kids are being overworked on the internet without even knowing it. And Ethan stating that Disney Channel stars have working laws and YouTube family channels should have the same, and Trisha very strongly agreed with this. Trisha also states many different things to do with the dangers of children being online. However, she's now walked back on all of this, and ever since the birth of her little baby Malibu Barbie, none of that has mattered to her anymore because she can make money off it. I said, let me know your opinion on all the sudden change in Trisha's words and, you know, her actions, and how she says one thing whenever it applies, and then when she can do the thing she's calling people out for, there we go. I mean, again, she now, you know, has said, oh, like, I can't wait to get a nanny for the baby and stuff like that. Before she even had a kid, all she spent the time doing on Frenemies was parent blaming, parent shaming Ethan and Ela for being lazy parents, for not spending enough time with their children because they have a nanny even though they work. She was like, once I have my baby, I'll never do that. You know, I'll actually want to spend time with my baby. Now she's like, I changed my opinion on that. You can change your opinion on a lot of things like that, whatever, her being petty. But when she was the voice of literal reason on this platform of people calling out family channels for being exploitative, overworking their children, having children with the wrong intentions, all like this, to switch that up, in my opinion, is completely different because you know what you're doing and you've made it clear you know what you're doing, and I can't wait for your child to grow up in a couple of years and look at the side by side. And I say that with every single family channel because I don't think any children should be online without even knowing it from literally birth until the time they're 18. And once we get to that stage, we're going to see a lot of these children suing their parents. Now, I have a video I'm going to film right after this one where we have an anonymous family channel child speaking up. They've now grown up, speaking up against their parents anonymously, and they're basically saying about the psychological damage that being exploited has on them, and we're gonna get to that. It's something it's like one of them topics I'm like, I will always talk about this shit. I will always, always, always die on this hill. So I wrote it in the Facebook Muckers group, which you can click the link, request to join, whatever, and I'll accept you. Second channel's down there as well, but I'm going to start actually on my YouTube community tab because I also put this here. I'm trying to give, you know, everyone a chance to speak. And so I'm just going to read out a couple of these, then go to Facebook, then go back and kind of get everyone's opinions on this. So I'm like, are people as like outraged about this as what I am? And I know a lot of people are like, Adam's obsessed with Trisha, blah, 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 blah. I will speak the same volume against Trisha as what I would anyone else who does this shit, who spent so long in their career speaking about how they know the dangers of it, and how they know the intentions people have, and how they know that it's not protecting their child. And it's like, ooh, like, you can call me a hypocrite, and I really don't give a shit, because I will speak on this. Alright, so Ali said, Trisha goes back on things she says all the time. There's so much going on, and I feel that we could have all seen this coming. Alright, okay, so Brittany said, we all knew that she would change her mind real quick when that baby was born. Since when does she mean a single word that comes out of her mouth? Her entire brand, Adam, is hypocrisy. And now, Michaela Casey said something that, like, I really appreciated this comment. The odd thing about this, Adam, is that Trisha seemed to have a really very genuine and in-depth reasoning as to why family channels are bad. It wasn't just like family channels bad, I'm jealous. It was, she was going into the depths of that, and I'm very appreciative that you called that out as well. I can see we're on the same wavelength with this. Like, she continued to hit every nail on the head on why family channels are bad. So to then go and exploit your own child from literally hour one of its life, it just shows that life is one big cash grab to her and Moses, but that's a different story. Because we established that thinking is there, and, you know, she was very apparent that she knew why it was bad, and she's walked back on it. And she basically spoke so much about why they're wrong, but morals mean nothing when you're absolutely desperate for attention and money, and it makes me ill. It makes me really sad. Now, Jamin said, she does this a lot, but what's scary to me is the thought of people looking at her child in a negative light to kind of spite her. But that's her responsibility. She knows that she's a controversial figure. Remember whenever she's dated people in the past and she's been reluctant to show them because she doesn't want them to get hate? Why does that not apply whenever she has a fucking child? Like, just like, I really wish she would have like taken like a week or something like that, 2 weeks off whenever she had the baby to kind of think about everything she said, think about the implications of what she's gonna do. And it's like, she's already making TikToks, YouTube videos about trying for baby number 2, which again follows the thinking of what she said online, which is, you know, whenever the views drip down a bit, you get another baby, then you have the pregnancy, then you have the 2 babies, then you have a pregnancy, then you have another one, then you have... It's all content, and it's really scary because it's like, when these children grow up and they realize that they were content, like, their being is content. Now that sounds harsh, but it's true. If you're in every thumbnail, every title, your entire parent's brand then becomes you. That's their career. You are single-handedly making your family income. That's a lot on your shoulders as a child. It's scary. Anyways. And I do think that in a few years, like, there's gonna be like a class action lawsuit, like, that happens to like some of the families from the children. There's like a, you know, like the children like speaking out against their family and stuff, and then there will have to be laws in place, even stricter ones, about children online. And remember, YouTube put laws in place that like there couldn't be a comment section on Family Channel videos because they were like such disgusting comments on them about the children. Would that not have been the sign to like stop family channels at all? Like when I upload a YouTube video, you have to click a box that says, are there any under like 18 or under 15 or under 10 years old people in this video? And if there are, the video is not monetized. But the family channel videos are all monetized. So it's like there's something going, you know what I mean? Like what's going on there? If all their videos include all their younger children, how are they making such great income? Because that's the reason they're also doing it again. It's like this hamster wheel, and it's like, oh my god. Every little move that that her child is gonna make in the future is gonna be overanalyzed by people that just hate Trisha Paytas. It's sad to me that I'm thinking this way, but even Trisha knows that this is the truth, sorry. Trisha said she does this all the time, Adam. She's the type of person that will hop on whatever the hype is getting and attention, and she doesn't even stand behind it. And also, she'll just continue to play the victim role because she loves doing that shit. And now, Andrew Media said Trisha aligns with whatever will get her the most attention at the time. So at that time, it was dunking on the Ace family. So she was speaking out about the family channels, and she was getting ridiculous views and amazing sponsorships while dragging them. And it just makes me feel really weird that there's no regulations on any social medias about family channels being able to make so much money, because then it's like, you know, there's so much pressure on the child. If the child's sick one day, shit, get up out of bed. We need to make money. Like, oh my god. So, it's just really interesting because we have, Gigi Cat said, she's a hypocrite and could have at least said, I know I gave my parents crap for posting their children online, but I didn't realize that I was doing it all out of malice, or something like that. But that'll never happen. I just don't understand how anyone can take her seriously at this stage. So, a lot of people are just saying that, like, it is boiling down to the fact that, like, children equals, like, income on YouTube. Now, I'm gonna go to a couple posts on the Facebook. Now, a lot of people were saying, like Kayla, I'm not surprised. Trisha is a very all attention is good attention kind of person. She knew what she would get, and she got backlash whenever she was starting to post the baby. Side note, I never realized how obvious her feelings were towards Ethan in the moment. And this was basically me, because in every episode of Frenemies we talked about, now Trisha has said that Ethan, like, wants to have sex with her. Now, again, we have people like Jess that, you know, kind of are giving a different point of view, which I appreciate, which says, I made a similar comment, in another post about having mixed feelings. She'd be feeling overwhelming love and excitement of, you know, having her child, especially her first, and it will override her common sense with oversharing and photo and video bombing. For quite a while, you forget who you are, and it's quite oblivious to anything other than, you know, ever having your own baby. Sharing your baby and trying to capture that and convey that to others. However, as a public figure, she should definitely be careful, as not everyone is kind or well-intentioned, and your children should never be for profit. Trisha is blinded by her first time being a mother, but that does not excuse her actions, but could explain the 180 she's done. She needs to reevaluate and put her child's privacy and protection first. Now, I completely appreciate having a different point of view, and, it adds so much more depth to the conversation. And let me know if you or agree with that, or agree with kind of what I'm saying. My point of view is just that, like, Trisha always said, like, she had so many really intense reasons as to why she would never put her child online, that for her to even be overjoyed with having a baby, it means that she's being incredibly irresponsible, and she knows what she's doing, which is when she said that, these people were putting their children in danger. And the certain I'm trying not to get into it too deep, because again, having this conversation, you can really get into some really scary things, that what people's intentions are with watching children online, and I'm really trying not to go there with the conversation, because you can kind of get a generalized opinion. But Trisha talked about that so much that that kind of cancels out Trisha being like, I need to show every moment because I'm so overjoyed with my baby. Do people realize this? And this isn't me, saying anything negative about your comment, because I do appreciate having it. But all I'm saying is, it's not as simple as, like, for example, I just got this little camera. This is like a little digital camera, very skinny, like a 2000s one, and I'm gonna start taking a bunch of photos on it, and it's gonna become like what I take my Instagram photos on. It's just something silly and adds like, it's almost like taking Polaroids for my Instagram. By the way, I'm not null to the fact that I just called like a 2000s camera vintage. I used to use these cameras as well. And Tyler is now coming in as well. I'm gonna tell him to leave. But basically, it's not as simple as, oh my, Tyler, like, oh my god, I love my cat, he looks so cute, let me take this picture, and then post it online. It doesn't work like that whenever you're filming YouTube videos. I have to be like, I love this picture of Tyler, I have to import it to my computer, I have to edit it, I have to upload it to YouTube, I have to choose a thumbnail, I have to choose a title, I have to put the ads on it, I have to, change around my sponsorships. Like, it is a full business. It's a full business. It's not, I don't know if people just maybe who don't upload YouTube videos don't, see it as that, but after this video, it'll take me a while to get this video up. It's not as simple, and my opinions could have changed on something by the time I upload it. So in that time that she's and put it online, there have been so many steps she's clicked that make that specific thing money. So it's not that innocent, sorry. Anyway, I'll read a couple more. We have, Liz said, whatever makes money, right? And then we have, a lot of people are going like very heavy in it, and I'm just trying to keep it quite general, but I think, like Livia said, we'll end it on this. I think a lot of her hate is jealousy. She hated on family channels, she hated on Ela, she hated on a lot of things that seemed jealous and, jealousy motivated, in my opinion. So, like, she didn't have it, so she hated on it. Now she has it, and she's gonna do it with basically they're saying, like, being a family channel. And it's like, alright, but there should be a responsibility to, like, uphold what you say if you're talking about something that involves, like, the endangerment of, in any way, of children. In any way. But let me know your opinion down below. I appreciate you being here. I really, really, really do. Let me know your opinion on this, and kind of what she talked about on Frenemies. If you haven't watched that video, I would go back and watch it. And I'll see you in my next one. These videos are uncomfortable to make, but they're so important to make, because apparently she had the baby and people stopped talking. Like, okay. I love you, and bye.